African Policy Center is a think tank based in Africa. It is registered in Kenya as a charity by the NGO Coordination Board. Its main objective, among many other objectives, is to promote education, health, peace building, reproductive health, good governance, promotion of human rights and relief of poverty through research and policy analysis. It is mandated to conduct social science policy research and analysis and capacity building with the aim of improving human welfare. It seeks to develop substantive policy alternatives for the improvement of policy making and governance, conducting research and policy studies with a view to promoting national development within Kenya, Eastern African region and African continent as a whole. It also seeks to provide advisory services in relation to various fields and also to offer services in the general area of policy making and governance. And today, we present you a youth empowerment workshop program which was organized with a view to create and promote an unparalleled peer-to-peer and cross-constituency networking opportunity among the youth. We begin by introduction and expression of individual expectation.
From Siaya, and my expectation from this program is that we as the youth may get empowered to spearhead change in our communities.
I'm not coming from Western, so that name is that close. Come from Game constituency, and we get to know each other. I'm from African Policy Center.
My name is Kowiny. I come from the eastern part of Kenya, but I work here in Siaya. I work with this Africa. I'm the M&E officer of Siaya. My expectation as a youth is that you will have a good time and you will learn more on the policies that on the agenda that you're going to discuss and the way forward.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm called Kowiny. Kowiny works for the African Policy Center. I'm in charge of research, policy, and innovation. Welcome.
So, I am the country director of West Africa and one of the founders. West Africa was founded in 2003. We said, let's go the difficult routes of changing people. Changing people so that people can be self-sustaining. And if you look at all the programs in West Africa, we don't build a lot of physical things, but we invest in changing people's way of thinking about themselves and about how they can run their lives. One thing that is still affecting us a lot, and that is HIV. And it's hitting especially the youth, the young people, the young population. So right now our programs are targeting how young people, and especially girls, can be kept in school. Okay? Can avoid teenage pregnancy for better health outcomes, so that they only get pregnant when their bodies are actually ready. And can actually be part of the economic production, wealth production. The center has been a very vibrant organization doing programs globally. You know, there is something called challenge, and out of challenge comes change. And out of that challenge, he designed programs that can be suited for the young people of this area. And that is how now we started relating as two organizations.
African Policy Center, we call it a think tank. And it is one of the youngest think tanks in Africa, founded in the year 2014. There are things about we are doing which do not have any backing at all. So we set this to find a way of getting credible evidence which can help the actors which are taking the actors to deal with to check the way they do their things, or think about the way they do their things. And we are registered as a charity, and a charity is an organization that does their things pro bono, and do it for the sake of the society. And we are mandated to do three things. One is conduct social science research, we do policy analysis, and we do capacity building. And our capacity building ideally centers on those three areas: research, policy, and evaluation. One, it can be a research institute. Yeah, because we do conduct research. We develop strategies for organizations and so many other things: organizations, farms, schools, governments, or government departments. We deal with topical issues. Where topical issues are the main issues that are driving the agenda. That's why you're seeing a college, you're setting up motto as setting the policy agenda. We want to set the agenda which is going to drive the way the government and other development actors want to do their things. And we're not boasting about it, but we think that we have some of the best minds around. Yeah, those working with us and our partners, they have the best minds around, which are supposed to set the agenda to inform the next course of action. And our driving force is based on three things: learning, studying, and working. Right? Our main objective, the overall objective of having such a center, we call it a center, we call it an institute, or whatever you call it, but it's a center, is to promote education, health, peace building, reproductive health, good governance, human rights. All these are aimed at relieving poverty or reducing poverty. Because you may not think of a situation where we just have no poverty at all. We only are trying to reduce it through research and policy analysis. We do our research, collect the evidence, and this evidence helps us inform those development actors on what works and what does not work. Ideally, we are sitting at the present here. We are looking at the past. And based on the past and what is happening in the present, we should be able to forecast, right? Or chart the way forward for the future. Some of the actors we engage with are the local communities. We have government institutions, the private sector, international agencies, and we work in socio-economic and political development. All these aim at influencing policy. Right? Our key strategic objective, based on the overall objective, to help us realize that overall objective, we have several strategic objectives. The first one is conduct research and policy studies in all those areas. The second one is to develop substantive policy alternatives. Right? Substantive policy alternatives. We know that the government and the development actors have policies in place, but are the policies working? When we're doing our policy analysis, we see which one works, which one does not work, so that from the ones which work, we can replicate. From the ones which does not work, which do not work, we can find alternatives of what can work. We provide development advisory services to the local communities and the government institutions, private sector, and the national development agencies. We also undertake evidence-based policy research and analysis. I talked about that. We conduct advocacy on policy analysis and research outputs. Right? Having done our research, we've collected the available evidence of what works and what does not work. It is now up to us, because we are not the policy makers, right? But we have to engage with the policy makers. Because if you don't engage with them, whatever we are doing is just going to lie on the shelf, the bookshelves, without somebody to act on them. In our advocacy, policy advocacy, we have to convince the policy makers that the option we are giving them is the best that is available. When you're engaging in this policy dialogue, we can bring key stakeholders, key actors in development implementation. We bring them to a round table like this, and then we discuss. Yeah, these are the issues. How can we approach these issues? Right? What programs can we initiate to address these specific issues? Then, after that policy dialogue, we come down to initiating the development projects, right? As a think tank, we will not directly implement development projects, but we work with an organization, for example, now you're working with the East Africa. Once we do a policy analysis and find out that these are the programs that can work, right? Yes, then we partner with other actors to implement this on the grassroots. But then we also come in to see, is it working or not working? That's through regular monitoring and evaluation of the program. Then we enhance socio-economic and political development and harnessing and managing knowledge for purposes of socio-economic and political development. Our vision as a center centered on those 5 key items, so I can call them themes. One is independence. We are independent. We are offering credible research. We are based on evidence, integrity, and professionalism. Our mission is to contribute to national, social, economic, and political development by providing effective, efficient, rigorous, legitimate, and non-biased. Whatever policy advice we give, it is simply based on the available evidence. Whether it favors the government or not, we give it, and it's up to the government to either pick it up or not. Yeah, but after weighing the pros and cons of the policy options. Our core values are 3. We said our name is Africa Policy Center. Our core values are also based on those, the acronym APC, and as you can see there, you have accountability, professionalism, and credibility. That defines how we engage with our stakeholders. Benefits of membership, networking opportunities. Mukikuja mkutano kama hii, yeah, you exchange cards, and then you start engaging kwa email. And this is what we've been doing all along. APC will provide you with such kind of opportunities, you network, and so many things come out of networking, and you know them. In high-level policy events, we said that we have to do policy advocacy, and in our policy advocacy, we have to engage with the different actors, say, cabinet ministers. We have a representation in Eastern Africa. Core benefits, once you're a member of APC, we usually have international conferences like the ones Augustine was talking about. So for these international conferences, if you're a member of APC, you have higher chances of getting the scholarships based on that. Benefit, free participation in our forums and task forces, access to advice, knowledge, and expertise. Lastly, these are the areas where we work in. We work in area of research, policy analysis, monitoring and evaluation, capacity development, conferences, public debates, workshops, seminars, and we publish and disseminate our findings from the policy research that we've conducted. You can get us at APC Policy and Facebook. We have a Facebook page there, African Policy Center. Everything we say, you're going to write it down. Everything from this is a paper. So, that is all I have.
The Youth Empowerment Workshop helped in the sensitization on the importance and impact of living beyond the norm through creative thinking and implementation, by embracing agribusiness, investing in different economic activities besides one's employment, identifying and nurturing individual talents, networking, and so much more.
We rush to go to towns to go and seek for employment. I want to tell you, Nairobi, that is known, that was known in the 80s and 90s, is no longer there. You go to Nairobi and you get suffocated. You get
then you have the biggest opportunity that you ever found. The reason why I'm saying this is, as much as I'm employed, I do my own work. I do garden work. I want to tell you, this country, there is nothing that is paid than food. I just wish that when you live here, you go and sit down or put a mirror before you and look at yourself. You have the biggest opportunity to make milestone in your life, but it starts with you as a baby. In the world we are living today, if you are focusing in one area of getting income, then you cannot make any step. You can't make any step if you're only looking for one avenue of getting income. How can you empower yourself so that at least you make balance in life? So that gadget that you're having should give you an opportunity to jump and reach greater heights. You know where to get that item from. But now the youth is, hey, have you university? Let me able to read how many people talk about you. Now that's where the problem is. Huh? You've been in college. Huh? You're going to do these small things. That is where the problem is now. You cannot be an entrepreneur if you want to start big. Forget about it. You have to start small. In business, that's the beauty of being an entrepreneur. You have no